Hello, everybody. It's me, Colton Johnson, with Empty Popcorn Bucket Productions. Obviously, this bucket's not empty, but that's besides the point. Today, I'm going to be doing a review for The Electric State, directed by Joe and Anthony Russo, released on Netflix today. This movie stars Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt, amongst so many other talented human beings. So, before I actually jump in and watch the movie, I want to acknowledge my initial thoughts. When I first heard about this movie and watched the trailer, I was initially pretty excited, and I'm still intrigued to see what it's going to be like. And from early reviews and just reviews in general, it's not looking good. A lot of people are trashing this film or just saying it's outright awful. And I'm going to go into this movie with my general audience cap. And what I mean by that is there are more film aligned people who are film buffs, cinephiles, so forth, connected to film in some degree, film critic, and they look at certain things of film, okay? I'm going to watch this movie like it's a movie, like it was intended to be created. It may suck, but I may enjoy it. So, sit back, relax, grab some popcorn if you like, and I'll see you after the movie. I've been expecting you. Alright, let's get on with our show. So, I watched The Electric State last night. I was too tired to make this part of the video. And so I was like, I'll write out my review. And then put it on LetterBoxd. If you want to check out my LetterBoxd, links in the description below. But I thought it might be a better idea to just sleep and see where my thoughts were in the morning. And let's just say the Russo brothers should stick with Marvel movies. And I'm not saying, okay, this movie visually is beautiful. And I feel like they had a specific aesthetic that they were going with. And I feel like from that side of it, the movie looks really good. But at its core, it is very hollow and it's missing a lot. And the plot is very messy along with its story. They introduce too many characters and they don't fully give you what the characters are. And even with the main characters, it's kind of like a mystery, and I didn't really have the effort to decipher what these characters were, what their motivations were. Millie Bobby Brown, I feel like, is like Netflix's like gemstone. They use her in pretty much everything they make. And I feel like she's good as her role as 11 in Stranger Things. And each time I've seen her dive into something else, it's been mid at best. Like the Sherlock Holmes kind of movie was fine, but I don't know. But I love Chris Pratt, and I feel like he had fun doing what he was doing in this movie. I didn't have an issue with his character at all. I actually thought it was fun that he was like a collector or seller, black market seller of nostalgic things from the 80s and so forth. And I thought that was fun. His other buddy alien, Herman or whatever, I thought he was fun too. Trying to think of what else. Giancarlo Esposito's character, I feel like his motivations weren't very clear. I feel like he was just sent to do a thing, and then by the end, he kind of changed his motivation. So it was kind of interesting. Stanley Tucci, I love him as an actor. I feel like his villain was kind of flat. So I'm not too familiar, like I mentioned in my intro, with the source material. I've seen bits and pieces here and there. I'm not too familiar what the story is from the original story, but I feel like this movie could have been handled better if it was given to a director such as Steven Spielberg, or maybe even Robert Zemeckis. Even though, I mean, Robert Zemeckis has kind of been on the decline in the last few years when it comes to his quality of movies. Mainly talking about Pinocchio here and here. But I just feel like the Russo brothers are too Marvel-fied. And I'm not saying that's bad, because the Marvel movies they make are some of the best Marvel movies. And when they do dip into other movies, it's just very mid or just not good at all. And the crazy thing about this movie as well is this movie had like $320 million as a budget. And I don't know if that movie deserves to say that, because I feel like it doesn't live up to that. Something like Endgame or Infinity War saying that, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And maybe I feel like the budget was spent on all the actors featured in the film. The cast is stacked. I know where Woody Harrelson's in this movie, and among plenty of others. Anthony Mackie's somewhere in there. A lot of them's voice work, but I feel like this movie spent most of its money on its actors, and that's where the budget was. The visual effects were really good, and I do have to give it that, but especially for a streaming movie. If you look at anything on Disney Plus that isn't released theatrically, even some theatrically, the visual effects kind of are meh. But overall, I would say this movie is probably a 2 out of 5 or 2.5. It was 2.5 last night, and then I woke up and I was like, I feel like it feels more like a 2 out of 5 kind of movie, or a 4 out of 10. Which, I mean, for me, I love movies, and I usually overhype movies. And so me giving that is just my honest thoughts and feelings of what I got out of the movie. I'm glad I did sit down, give it my time to watch it, but that was my thoughts. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. If you want to give it a chance, go ahead. I don't think it's a must watch. It's one of those turn it on if you feel like it kind of movies. I feel like if it was made like 10 years ago, people would just like love it a lot more. But like in this day and age, it's kind of, we've seen this kind of movie before, especially with movies like The Creator or Ready Player One, which that's a whole nother bag that I don't want to open today because I have my opinions. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. We're so close to 200 subscribers, so give that button a subscribe and like the video, share, and stay tuned for next week where I will be releasing my Snow White live action remake review, which we'll be releasing on Saturday instead of my typical Thursday evening releases. So just keep that in mind. Go check out my other socials. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and LetterBoxd, so go check those out. Thank you again, and have a wonderful day. Bye!